थका हुआ आता है, तो वाई इज इट कि उसका आराम करना इम्पोर्टेंट है लेकिन आपका आराम करना
So
इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है?
important,
तो
yeah.
कहती है कि हाँ देखें, लेकिन औरतों को तो काम करना होता है ना, उन्होंने तो किचन में जाना होता है काम करने के लिए, खाना तो औरत नहीं बनाना है।
यार
मैंने कहा ये किधर लिखा है भाई के, सो यू नो दीज आर पीपल हु आर वर्किंग इन
हाँ
मल्टीनेशनल्स एंड दे आर एक्सपोज, वो सोशल मीडिया पे भी हैं, बट दे आर ऑफ कोर्स नॉट, दे आर नॉट फ्रॉम a very elite or a, and by the way this is not, I don't think कि इसमें से क्लास का कोई भी
रिफा, मैं तुम्हें
क्लास
एक
मैटर
बात बताऊं,
करेगा, आप किस ऐसी चीज से
it
आ रहे हैं
has
ये मैटर नहीं
nothing
करता,
to do with socioeconomic class. You are
it
absolutely
has nothing
right.
to do with
It
anything,
has to
no.
do with the cultural mindset that is being spewed on media, that has been spewed on your main channels, on your social media. I can tell you something that shocked me. There was someone very educated in my wife's family. Meru ki side se, she received a WhatsApp message. And the WhatsApp message was all about how barakat, or the blessings, um, are taken away from a house when a woman does not do the cleaning properly. The biggest issue that my wife and I had was, first of all, why is it a woman's responsibility to do the cleaning? Then, secondly, there were examples that I cannot even tell you. Like, a woman must wear the dupatta and hide her hair while cleaning. Otherwise, the blessings will be gone. She should not be doing cleaning once the sun is set, i.e., when the man comes home from work. She should not complain about working, otherwise, blessings will be like it. And this is an educated, a teacher who sent this text, a video to Meru, and this video has been seen almost 100,000 times by Pakistani men, women in our society, and they believe in this crap. Like, they actually send it, they forward it. मैं कहता हूँ ना, it's basically part of the W University, WhatsApp University. And people are using these so-called narratives to justify how the men should stay in power, the patriarchy is strong, and women even buy into it. And they are forced into it because they believe it's not just a cultural thing, it's a religious thing. So the question that I have for you is also that, you come from a family which is also quite blessed to have the opportunity to do different things. I want to talk a bit also about your sister, and I want to invite her also to one of these chats. Rida, mashallah se, I
Sure.
haven't met her directly, but through you, I've followed her journey. She's a PhD graduate from an Ivy League
Yeah,
university, and she's currently working
from MIT.
MIT,
Yeah,
and she's currently working in Google.
yeah,
So on the one hand, we have, mashallah, say someone like you who is doing amazing stuff, and we have Rida as well, who's doing fantastic stuff. What was the mindset of your parents when it comes to raising such amazing superpower women such as you and Rida? Give me a sense of what your mother thinks and
um
what your father think.
I think it's I think they think that they can, our daughters or our sons can do anything that they want to. That's, they've always supported whatever we want to do. So they've never said कि ये नहीं करना या ये नहीं करना चाहिए. Although मेरे लिए शायद थोड़ा सा मुश्किल था बिकॉज मैं सबसे बड़ी थी, तो शायद मेरा कन्विंस करना सबसे मुश्किल था, बट देन उसके अंदर भी देखा लाइट चली गई और उसके अंदर भी उसके अंदर भी दे नेवर सेड के ये नहीं करो या ये नहीं करना, ये तुम्हें अलाउड नहीं है. So I think the reason why we are so headstrong is because they let us be.
But then, do you remember time
And
when they
I
had to fight others for you or stand up for you? Do you remember any such scenario?
not, no, not really. I think all of there was no one to fight, or there was no one to tell कि आपकी बेटी ये क्यों कर रही है. I think all my extended family or my immediate family and everybody is working. Everybody is,
Good.
all of my aunts and my khalas and my mother, everybody has been a teacher. So it's not like कि कोई भी housewife था, हर कोई काम ही कर रहा था.
Good.
So this working woman has always been in our family.
Okay.
Even my dadi and my nano and everybody, all of those people would also go out and they would have their women get-togethers, and they would do something for the society. So they were always doing something other than just taking care of the house.
But then
So
how do
this has
Sorry, please continue.
so this has been like कोई इतनी अजीब बात नहीं थी हमारे लिए कि यार ये लड़कियां जो हैं वो काम कर रही हैं. We've always been like that.
But then this is
which
actually
which
interesting.
is of course a privilege.
Yeah,
right?
it's a privilege. And you coming with that privilege, how have you ever tried to help or at least explain to women like you did one time that you talked about? Has it ever helped? Has it ever worked? Or has it always backfired? Matlab, how do you live in such a society?
Adil, I don't know if it has worked or not, but I don't stop myself from ever saying whatever I feel like saying. So whether it is my subordinate, or whether it's a colleague, or whether it's a peer, I would always tell them that I think that this is wrong. I think that you guys need to speak up. And I support people speaking up. I support women speaking up. And मुझे नहीं पता, शायद वो बाद में कहती होंगी, घर वाले उनके कहते होंगे ये ख़राब करती है लड़कियों को, उनको गलत आइडियाज़ देती है कि लड़की खाना बनाना सिर्फ लड़की का काम नहीं है टाइप. So I will keep doing it. I don't know कि वो कितना इफ़ेक्ट करता है. I'm sure कहीं पे कभी ना कभी उन्होंने इस बारे में सोचा होगा जिनसे भी मैंने ये बात की है. And by the way, it's not just women. I have these conversations with my subordinates as well, my male subordinates, who I feel are, there are a lot of people who think in a certain way, and I don't want them to think in a certain way.
Absolutely.
I've had multiple conversations with these youngsters where I want men to know this as well, because I think लड़कियों को एजुकेट करने से ज़्यादा लड़कों को एजुकेट करने की ज़रूरत है. उनको बताने की ज़रूरत है कि यार नहीं, ये आपकी पावर नहीं है इनके ऊपर. इफ़ दे आर डूइंग समथिंग फॉर यू, यू शुड बी थैंकफुल. You should say कि these women are they're making life easy for us.
Yeah.
Not that कि इनका काम ही है. So this is important for men to learn as well.
Sure. Let's touch upon now your move to Foodpanda, especially during the time of COVID. How did this opportunity come about?
Very funny. Somebody shared this position on LinkedIn. अच्छा, मेरी वैसे by the way मुझे नहीं पता, लोग कहते हैं कि LinkedIn से उनको नौकरियां नहीं मिलती. मेरी हर जॉब मुझे LinkedIn से मिली है.
जबरदस्त.
So whether
good branding.
if somebody's reached out to me on LinkedIn, or if somebody's reached out to me on LinkedIn, or I've gotten to know of a job on LinkedIn. So this somebody had shared this job on LinkedIn. And it was a wild shot. I just वहाँ पे email address लिखा हुआ था. I just sent my CV there. After like 2 weeks मुझे call आ गई, and then the process went on, and I was selected.
Fantastic.
And I was when I was selected, I was the only female head in the entire of Foodpanda. There are a lot of women who are working over there, but I was the only the only person in a senior position, which was a head position. There at Foodpanda. So there are 2 more women who are at this position, and I think Foodpanda is working very hard to get women on board. Very, very hard. For example, I know कि मैं जब whenever I used to interview for a position, I always used to tell my recruiter कि आप मुझे जो CV ला के देंगे ना, वो 50-50 ला के देंगे. मुझे अगर आपने 10 CV देनी है ना, तो 10 आपको, I need 10 female CVs and I need 10 male CVs, so that at least हम उस पर तो आए कि यार हमने actually लोगों को equal opportunity दी है.
Yeah, that is
and
जबरदस्त.
Trust me Adil, जितनी position senior होती जाती है ना, उतनी ही मुश्किल है to get those number of CVs on board.
अच्छा,
I mean, it is. I At junior positions, that's not a problem. मतलब if it's an associate or an entry level or a 2, 3, 4 year position, but जैसे जैसे senior होती जाती है position, you hardly find any women.
क्या वजह है?
It is so sad.
क्या वजह है ये?
I don't know. I really don't want to say that this is a cultural thing, but I just feel that it is.
Do you think that women are not at that
itna,
level yet to be applying at a senior level? Because I find that really hard to imagine.
No, they're not. It's not about that. It's just that इतनी कम खवातीन हैं जो इतने अरसे तक काम करती हैं.
जॉब मार्केट में रहते हैं.
इतनी कम खवातीन हैं कि उनको इतने मार्केट में है ही नहीं. So there are very few women in the job market.
Wow.
at this level. For example, we were looking for a director level position at Foodpanda, and it was surprising because I used to ask HR, I hope there is a female director that you're looking. They're like, we don't have any CVs. People don't apply. I mean, where do we हम LinkedIn के ऊपर search करके लोगों को reach out करते हैं, लोग नहीं करते. And then women also become very comfortable in wherever they are. For example, if they've started working, and I also understand कि होता भी है कि if for example the organization is very good, जहाँ पे day care भी मिल रहा है, जहाँ पे लड़कियों को opportunity भी मिल रही है, then they don't want to leave, right? They've become so comfortable, and उन्होंने घर भी संभालना है, उन्होंने family भी संभालनी है, उन्होंने काम भी संभालना है. So that it's a burden. It's a very big responsibility. Like हमारे लड़कियों के कंधों के ऊपर सिर्फ अगर वो काम कर रही हैं, सिर्फ काम करना नहीं है. There are a lot of other things that are on their heads as well. So there is a family, there are kids, and they're also guilty of being bad mothers if they don't take care of their children. So all of this starts. It of course it hampers growth, right? It comes in the way of being in a position where you're at a much senior position.
That's
like
true.
at a director or CEO. कितनी female CEOs हैं हमारे मुल्क में? नहीं
That's
है.
true. नहीं है.
I mean, जब तक हम वहाँ पहुँचते हैं, लोगों की मतलब इतनी कम हो जाती हैं in the job market कि वो कहाँ से HR भी बेचारी कहाँ से ढूंढ के लाए जब है ही नहीं.
सही बात. So we were talking about senior management positions, and women generally in Pakistan don't apply. Now, the question has multiple options of answers, I think. One could be that, like you said, women are comfortable in the organization that they're working in, and moving is just much more difficult than for a man. The second thing could be that women generally don't stay in the job market for so long because the pressures from society have forced them out of the job market and to take care of their kids, etc. And third, I generally believe that women in Pakistan don't even enter the multinational circuit or maybe even these bigger organizations as a career-oriented job. So even if they do come in, they're doing something for the limited period of time until they get married, because that's what culture and society wants out of them. Am I right on any of these?
Yeah.
Or do you think that there are other factors that can
You're
play in?
right. I think Adil, you're right on all of them. So this is a combination of everything that you've just said. So I'll tell you a very funny instance. When I was being interviewed at Metro, I wasn't married, and there was this British MD that we had, great guy, and I'm sure he'd had some bad experiences with hiring women earlier, because in my final interview, the last question that he asked me was, so when you get married, are you going to leave or are you going to stay? So if I need to know right now, because I know that most of the women that I've hired, they leave as soon as they get married.
Wow.
So will you be staying with us for a long time, or if you're planning to get married, will you leave? Because if you will, then there's no point in us hiring you and training you. And I said, don't worry, I am not leaving, I'm not going anywhere, even if I get married. Or that's getting married and working are separate instances. Both of them for me don't connect. So and then he started laughing, and then he said, oh yeah, of course I understand. But he said that I hope you didn't mind this question, but it is important for me to ask because I've experienced this over and over again in Pakistan. So this is, all of that you've said is everything is a combination. Women enter the job market for a little while and they leave. Women enter the job market, uh, they don't reach senior positions, they leave. When they are at senior positions, they're so comfortable in their space, because that's not the only thing that they need to, they need to take care of. There are other things, other factors that make them stay at a certain job, not just कि वो organization या उनको job पसंद है कि नहीं. There are so many other factors that they have to